guys, apparently there's a lot of interest in our 1974 Cuda. I want to refresh you. 1974 Plymouth Cuda, FE5 Rally Red, white top, white interior, loaded, brand new, still in inventory, never sold, never licensed. 6 miles on the odometer. Quick backstory, we found out. In 1974, when Plymouth announced in the spring of 74, Plymouth announced they're going to discontinue the Cuda. The owner says, oh my gosh, the owner, Dittman, Chrysler Plymouth, says, oh God, I got to have 2 of those cars. I want to save them. I know they're going to be worth a fortune. Tries to order them. They won't take any more orders. Can't get them. So he goes to another dealership that he knew somewhere in the Texas area, and he says, you have any Cudas? And he goes, oh yeah, I got 2 of them right here. They're almost identical cars. He bought those cars, parked them in his storage of his dealership, kept them on the floor for years, passed away in 2018, and I had the opportunity to buy both of those cars. What I want to show you today on this are some things on the interior. The truth of the matter is, people will be studying my photographs and these cars for the next 50 years or longer. They are the only examples on the planet of cars that were never sold. People say maybe they got them, but I got all the proof. So you're about to look, you're about to step back to 1974, mini skirts, oh, the best music, the best times, the best cars. Bubble Boy, let's go over here and look at the interior of this amazing car. Okay guys, you ready to go back to 1974? For real? Take a look at that interior. You will never ever see anything like it again. 6 miles on the odometer. Rally instrument cluster. We'll show some closer ones here in a little bit. But look at the carpet, the original heel pad. Look at the difference between the color of the switch panel on the left and the rally instruments on the right. I'll show you. See these 2 variations right here in color? Lighter, darker. People are always worried about them matching. They didn't match from the factory. And that's a fact, Jack. That's not imagination. All right, let's go back out here and show you some details. First of all, come around here, Bubbles. This is the original VIN decal that goes on the door. Manufacturer, date of manufacture 1 of 74, but it actually wasn't made then. It was made earlier than that. I'll show you that information on the fender tag later. There's your VIN. The other car is a sequential car to it. You haven't seen it yet. And the last 3 digits are 040. I want to point out, see the goldish look on these screws? It's not real gold, it's yellow chromate. People put chrome ones in there, they put stainless ones in there, but the fact of the matter, at least in 74, I will preface everything I'm pointing out that's different from what you usually see at a car show, could just be the fact that they changed things in 74. This mark here, I have no idea what caused it. I don't know if a seatbelt got caught in it or if it's a factory problem. I don't know, but I wouldn't touch it on a dare. Take a look at that factory run right there. Get that light just right. You may have to go down and point up a little to see it. See the run across there? How about that? That's my little Pomeranian that I'm dog sitting today that you hear so noisily in the background. All right, let's take a look at the trim panel. Guys, there is so much on this. Like I said, they'll be studying these cars forever. It's just, I'm just amazed by it all. I love seeing an original car. We've seen original car, low mile cars. There's a whole thing at McCacken for original survivor cars, but there's nothing like this. There's nothing what I would call as close to a time capsule as possible. Look at this weirdness going on. I don't know if this got something on it at one time, but there's a little bit of it above the lock right there, and there's a little bit of it there. I don't know if it's a discoloration. I tried to clean it off. It doesn't clean off. I left it alone. Here's the original door handle, inside door handle. Very nice. I don't see, if there's pitting in the chrome, it isn't much, and it'd probably clean up with steel wool. Look down in the pocket there. That's how that goes, guys. So there's your screws. They're black phosphate. You have your lock right here. 74, you could lock it like that and close the door. 70, you couldn't. Used to drive Dougie crazy. If you look at the original EPA sticker, it got caught in the felt there, the window wipe, and kind of tore up. I don't care. The original CUDA emblem right here. Original mirror escutcheon and mirror control. And you'll look with the window rolled up what position this is in. It's at about, on a clock it would be what I'd call 1 o'clock. I thought they were always supposed to be 4 o'clock. Now, whether they are or they're not, I don't know. Here's your factory insulation, guys, your speedometer cable going through there. Show these guys the parking brake. There it is. See how the black, see how it's not, how it actually is painted all the way up? We stop them because we saw one time that the paint stopped at a certain point. In this case, you can see that the black went all the way up. Another cool thing, look at the carpet. That's factory carpet, folks, mint condition factory carpet. That is an original dimmer switch. No escutcheon around the dimmer switch. You're not supposed to have it. People do it, and the new carpets that you get have it on it, but that doesn't make it right. There is not supposed to be an escutcheon right there. And the heel pad, look at that. That heel pad, like brand new. Just a little heel scuffing, nothing else. The brake pad, look at that brake pad. It looks like new old stock. I mean, no wear on the edge, nothing. Couple interesting things here. Yeah, that screw isn't tightened down there. Factory, baby. So that is our fasten safety belt. I'm going to turn the key on. That is how they used to tell people back in the day, and something interesting to note when I do turn the key on. Remember the dealer I told you the guy bought the Carz from in 1974? That was Mr. Dittman Chrysler Plymouth. He called River Oaks Chrysler Plymouth, who's still in business by the way, and ordered 2 of his cars that he had in inventory, purchased 2 of his cars. That's the original key tag for it. Those are the original keys. No repops here, folks. We know that Chrysler goes ridges up, so there's our ridges up. Go in there, and when I turn that on, let's go back over here to this side. There's your seatbelt light. And the only way to make that seatbelt light go out is to plug in the seatbelt. In fact, you have to have the seatbelt plugged in or the car won't start. How's that for crazy? If you give it a little kickstart, it will. Probably won't right now. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. Okay, you'll see fuel at the top, got a little bit of gas in it. It's cold, we haven't ran it today. Since I had the key on to show you the seatbelt light, you'll see that it's discharging, oil temperature at 0. There's your right-hand version. There's your left-hand version. Now remember guys, on the later CUDAs, it went to a 7,000 RPM tack. That's why you don't have an 8,000 RPM tack right there. Moving over, we have our classic 150 mile speedometer with 6 miles exactly on it. It could be 6.9, it could be 6.876, it could be a point something. Somebody may have cleared it by pushing that button, but it's under 7. And then over to the left more, you see your headlights, left-hand upper corner, panel dimmer down below it, and to the right, your 3-speed wiper control. Go down a little bit more to the gate, to the controls. Look at the condition. I'm going to turn the key off now because we don't need it. Look at the condition of those buttons, switches. It's mint. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'll tell you something really cool is today I'm going to charge the air conditioning, and I'll bet you $1 to a donut it blows cold. Okay, there's so much to show. I'm just going to give you the highlights right now. I got a couple more things that are, we'll probably do this in 4 different parts. Right now I want to show you something that nobody has ever seen, that I know of, to my knowledge, the biggest names in the business, and I put Tony D'Agostino up there at the top of that bunch. Biggest names, biggest collectors have never seen this. Check this out. All right, guys. Now, remember this car, this one, was never pre-delivered. It never had these markings taken off of the glass. See your markings. We talked about it on the exterior one. I'd encourage you to go to our Facebook page and check out this car. Markings on the back window, show them those. Those are supposed to be taken off before it goes to sale. Well, the car was never sold. Brand new car in inventory. They used to hang a piece of paper at the front of the car. Maybe it's called a follow along or a follow through. It had every single component needed to build it. Well, I shouldn't say that. I haven't unfolded this. I don't know how much information is on it, but talking to Tony D'Agostino, one of the most knowledgeable guys on the planet, said it was a follow-along paper that was taped or adhered somehow to the car to tell guys as they are assembling what parts, what part numbers, not just a fender tag or a broadcast sheet, but actual codes. I found it, still bolted, and he's never seen it. Mike Mancini's never seen it. None of them have ever seen it. This paper made it out of the assembly plant. This is a document that very few people would ever have. Take a look. I'm gonna move my seat forward. Notice how nice that moves. All the way forward, click it up. I want you to come in. We'll get a closer shot in a minute. You see the paper bolted underneath there, guys? This paper that you can tell is a 2-fold or a 3-fold paper, still in mint condition, bolted between the seat, track, and the floor of the car. Never before seen. They've seen these papers, but never bolted. We didn't even know they did bolt them underneath there. We didn't know. That is fantastic information. Again, it's the opportunity. It's almost like being able to go back when the Bible was being written and verify everything. This is amazing. We have so many more things to show you on the car. I want to show one last thing because it's kind of interesting. It's up here and he's already in position. Here's our visors. I'm going to roll the visor down. That's the belt interlock reminder and the starting sequence. Truly a step back. Right now you should be listening to some Led Zeppelin, some Stones, Beatles, something great. To remind you, this is how they built the Carz in 1974. Forget what anybody else tells you. This is the only living example. Hello ghouls, Mark Warman here, the Ice Tree from Graveyard Carz. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to our channel. We have fantastic stuff coming up, and some of it you've never seen before. I gotta go insult people. Hey Alice!